no. Let my people go. No. You know we've been down this road for far too long. Yeah. So let my people go. No. Oh Lord, won't you take us back where we belong? Yeah. So let my people go. Down, get on your knees, don't move, touch the sky with your hands. Tell me the reason all of my people don't stand a chance. Targeted in advance before we hit the command. Shot down, I think we need a revolution right now. Fuck it, let it be televised. I was a chick, like now we can see better times. Not just spending our lives, so focus on the dimes. It's a dirty shame how this nation divides and desperate need to be saved. We been searching for change, I come and keep getting worse. I'm guessing we just been bearing the consequences of the curse. They don't understand how every man is judged by the works of his hands. My people got helped by this numerous sets of sands. Time to be unified and put this shit to an end. Shall we begin? Go and tell a friend it's going down divine, awakening and works. This ain't the type of shit you get sitting up in the church. Life's deep with the deacon, your mind is pop purpose. I'm seeing too many Israelite faces put on the shirt. What was ass? Soon we'll be first. What used to be will we feel until it bursts. And I ain't giving in to my people be reimbursed.
Welcome to Real Talk with New Order Live with DISCO100 Radio. Let my people go.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
Red Fidel, chief strategist. I was nodding my head. We had some artists in the organization, man. So, remember we did the video down in the West End?
Yeah, real talented brother, man.
Yeah, real tight. So what's going on, co-host?
Man, everything good. Blessed week. Right.
Let me introduce who you are. Well, we've been doing this for a minute. To the studio, my economic advisor, Noak Hardin, originally from Chicago. Very positive brother, knowledge poet, do great things in the organization. Once he's called upon, he's there. So, bro, it's been a week. A lot of stuff been going on for this whole week. I know for a fact we have a busy week ahead of us. As you know, last week we had the Cobb County DA here in the studio, but there's an issue that's going on in Cobb County as we speak. I don't know if you know about the Truett case, about the young boy that was killed by the Cobb County police, and a press conference took place this week that the attorney and the family is suing the Cobb County Police Department for $50,000. I'm saying that right, and also because of releasing this tape. So I went to the rally and protest last Saturday to play a part as an activist, because there's a lot going on. So I want to make sure that the board is part of this, man. But I guess this Tuesday at 10:30 in the morning, myself and Kyle Jones and of course Miss Kimberly Hartfield and also myself,
Check.
Tim Cox for the Cobb County Police Department, try to bridge this gap. You know what I'm saying? Bridge the gap. It means that when I say bridge the gap, it means that we're trying to, of course, try to be the middleman, the mediator as far as what's going on. But we ain't gonna stop police brutality, racism. It's just the fact we got to try to do something, because the police supposed to be serve and protect. But in our community, it's like they shoot first and ask questions last, and we going to someone's funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so give me your input, man, on what's your perspective when we trying to bridge this gap,
Well, it's almost like playing politics with the people.
Right.
Because you got to change perspectives. A lot of times, man, and it's almost impossible, man, to change people's beliefs.
Right.
Because your belief and your thinking go hand in hand.
That's true.
And sometimes it's almost virtually impossible.
Right.
Right. And people's believe for whatever reason that the police deserve to be, given the benefit of the doubt. Even when you sit up there and you can bear witness through camera and see that the police is blatantly guilty.
Dead wrong.
And they are still.
And like you always say, everybody's under the law.
Yeah.
The judge is under the law, the police under the law, the DA's under the law, we under the law.
Yeah.
For some reason, they break the law.
Yeah. And they breaking the law by not enforcing the law.
That's right.
This is
That's
the
right.
very reason why, when we look at the situation with Donald Trump is not being persecuted or even prosecuted.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's just now all these Republicans don't even want to prosecute this man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Because
again,
they got
like I said, it's two Americas, one for them and one for us. It's two different Americas right now.
Yeah, they don't want to alienate their base.
Right.
If they go against Trump right now.
I mean, they ain't gonna get reelected. It's politics, man.
Yeah, it's going
because he got a lot of followers.
Yeah. Donald Trump, man, and hijacked the Republican Party.
He sure did.
And he got he
sure hijacked it.
And he showed the control that he got over that so-called elusive 7 million followers or voters.
Mm-hmm.
And man, them people's man is
they
really
intimidated by him, man.
Yeah, they really following his instructions.
Right. Well, we have to continue to do what we do. We can't save the world, man, but at least we're trying to do our part. And I kind of enforce that everybody needs to work together, and matter of fact, I'm looking forward to going to Ohio at the end of the month, where this young lady that lives in Swanton, Ohio, it's like a Forsyth County, where her family's being harassed. She's been in this neighborhood for a while, just being harassed. They ain't doing nothing. So I'm going to be flying up there to my hometown to I'm going to call a press conference to put some pressure, let her know that, she has the right to live where she wants to, things like that. So this racism ain't going to stop, man. It's not gonna, I think it's getting worse because us as a people, we all doing the same thing, but we all need to try to work together, especially economics. You know what I'm saying? I be looking on Facebook. I seen the Black Panther Party was in this store in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. Wow. The people that own this store don't look like us, took the law in their own hands, just beat up this mentally black person. And the Black Panther Party went to this store and shut it down economically. Like, look, close these doors. And they worked, and now they end up getting arrested. And of course, I think it was some Indians that owned the store. You know what I'm saying, Noki?
Yeah.
They take advantage of us. It's just the fact that we don't own nothing like that. They take advantage of us. We're going to keep going through that till we start having our own business and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially these corner stores, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, also, man, that we gotta, if we solicitate our own peoples, like we solicitate other people's businesses,
right?
It will help because peoples are more sympathetic to their own kind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. You more sympathetic to your child than my child. Not saying my child is no different than your
Mm-hmm.
child. It's just that that's your child.
Right.
It's a conflict of interest.
Right.
But when you can identify with my child like you identify with your child, you sympathize with my child.
Right.
This is the reason why you have a whole lot of peoples in white America unsympathetic to the black cause and black issues because they don't relate. You know what I'm saying? They don't look at it from a human perspective. And I know sometimes people may think that we get caught up on the color code society, but this is a race conscious society, and we just conscious of it. And we try to address it by bringing it to the light that,
right.
Man, these are the things that's happening to a group of people
right.
that we identify with.
Right.
Right. Yeah, we sympathize with the victims regardless of your color, race, or creed.
Right.
But at the same time, it's hard to get justice for, Eric Gardner, Mike Brown, Tremere Rice,
Trayvon
Martin,
right.
and so forth. I mean, it's a laundry list of people
right.
that I really don't know. I'm only reason why we do know is because the media sensation of these stories.
That is true.
And when we hear about them, our heart become affected by it because we human.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
right.
care if it was a white man. I'm going to still have a degree of sympathy for that human being.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he human.
That's right.
But
That's right.
when you dealing in a society such as, if I don't know if you watch Fox News,
Oh, of course. I mean, I like to watch
CNN.
the enemy sometimes.
Yeah,
I
well,
like
Fox News put their own twist
right,
on things.
right.
So the things that we sit up there, we feel compassionate for, they
They
blatantly
twisted all up.
against.
Yeah. Well, when you got national radio hosts Rush Limbaugh and all them type of folks, and straight racists don't care. So that's something that you need to respect. My dad always tell me, you respect white folks, at least they being upfront with you. But when you hide in racism, that's why I don't. You know what I'm saying? That's the part I hate.
Yeah.
But when they upfront with you, blank, I have to respect you on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see what it is, man. We dealing with a lot of gun owners, and this is what they demonstrated when they invaded the White House. Hey, we'll go to war with you. We malicious.
Every time I look at that, man.
Yeah.
Right. Again, call in at Real Talk with New Order, 678-638-6626. We're live on DISCO100 Radio. We're live on YouTube. Please subscribe. This is Real Talk with New Order each week from 5 to 6:30. In the studio, I have my economic advisor, Mr. Noak Hardin. We just talk about the issues that's going on across this country. There's a lot of work to do. To my people only. The ones that's doing the great work out there continue to do that, because it's going to take all of us. There's no one organization can fight all these issues. Even though you living here now, I still keep up what's going on in Chicago still. Some activists really doing some things there, man.
Yeah.
So
and we need to collaborate with them.
Right.
We need to find ways, man, where we can
all work together.
Yeah, where we can work with these people, man.
That's
true. Because could no one man build this building?
Oh no.
No,
take all of us. You know what I'm saying?
And this a fight, man, that we gonna have we need a real army to fight. And I'm not just talking about a physical fight. I'm talking about a psychological fight because, in order for us to challenge the status quo, we need people's, man, that we can rally to our side of the fence.
That's right.
Because it's about justice at the end of the day.
That's right. Right. Because it's always just us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's just a lot going on, man. And I'm just hoping, man, to the point where we could just shut stuff down economic wise, like they did back in the day. And it can happen, man.
Yeah.
If we could line up and buy Jordans, all these expensive tennis shoes and different things. I mean, it was proven how we turned this state blue. Look how all these folks got out and voted. Yeah. The state is blue. So it can happen. But we just got to keep the momentum going.
Yeah. See what it is that like I said, we was passionate about the media sensation of certain tragedies. Just like they polarize those situations, we gotta polarize our agenda, and we gotta almost show the peoples, man, exactly what direction in which we trying to go as a collective.
Right.
Because our goals got to be interrelated. That's the reason why when I say we got to build these gaps with these other people, because they probably have the same common core belief, for this humanity, trying to really change the demographics of this society, and we really need to do that. And I understand, true, economics is our most pressed thing because those who control the economy got the power.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And the only way for us to challenge them for the power is to build our own economy.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? We got to have our own resources.
Right.
And our resources, or those resources, the things that we need in order to sustain our existence.
Right.
We can't live without food. We can't live without water. These things is essential to our human development.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to have these things. We got to have shelter. We got to have clothing. These things got to be produced.
Right.
And it got to be produced by our peoples. And our peoples must support our peoples who, put themselves in a position in order to make this a reality.
Right. That makes much sense. Again, call in 678-638-6626. This is Real Talk with New Order live on YouTube. DISCO100 Radio. Please subscribe to this free channel. Be a part of the conversation. Again, I want to thank all the supporters. Again, on Facebook, because one thing what we're doing our part. And when you get criticized, you must be doing something, because everybody ain't gonna agree with you doing. Everybody ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you fight for human rights, man. So you know what I'm saying? No, so it's just the fact that sometimes you got to rattle some feathers. Some people ain't gonna agree with you talking about, and things like that. But when you're doing something, but if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't got a right to complain at all, especially if you're not voting.
Right.
Things
Well,
like that.
let me say something about this platform. This platform is vital. You know what I'm saying? This is almost like our way of communicating to each other.
Right.
This is our modern day telephone for those who we don't have direct line to, but we got a line. You can call in and call
That's right.
us.
Call on in, y'all.
We can talk to you, but this platform is vital, and we must build upon this platform. So everybody needs to subscribe to DISCO100 Space Radio.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And this platform got to be built so we can bring our own. We ain't got to sensationalize the victims.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? We can find out exactly what's going on, and we can be the CNN and the Fox News to our community.
And give out the real news.
And that's what we need to do. We got to, because, we already see what's happening with the fake news. Donald Trump ain't the originator or who coined the phrase fake news.
That's right. That's right.
He know it because they've been promoting and demonstrating fake news for the longest.
For the longest.
You know?
You're right. I agree with that. That is a great point. You're right about that. That's why too we get our own media, and report the real news, what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things like that. Especially like, a lot of our young black girls or young kids, they missing. They don't get the same publicity. You remember what was that young girl I'm going way back, the JonBenet Ramsey case?
Yeah, JonBenet Ramsey.
Remember all that publicity this young girl got, which, it was messed up what happened, but kids like that in our community happening every day, but we don't get that same publicity.
Yeah.
And things like that. And then all of a sudden you see a documentary, things like that. So it's straight bias when it come to our people, man.
Yeah. But the
that.
most saddest part about it, they still don't even know what happened to the little girl.
That's true.
And her whole life.
Both of the parents passed away, right? I think so.
Yeah, I believe so. I ain't really,
yeah.
It's been so long, but.
You remember, I'm going back to, you remember the story was made up when the white girl in North Carolina said that a young black kid kidnapped her kids and found out she the one who was in the car and drove in the river.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember all that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just try to make us look bad. And it's still going on right now. And social media wasn't even about around back then. You know what I'm saying? So, and they still doing this type of stuff, calling the police on stuff that's not true and all that and things like that. It's just, it's some hatred people out there, man. But we got to stay focused.
Yeah, always a black face always fit that frame. You know what I'm saying? They can put a black face on it, man. Hey, and you can frame them.
That's true. That's true.
But I wanted to say this here too, man. While we on the subject, man, about publicity and using social media as a platform, man, in order to get our message out.
Right.
I just feel that our peoples, man, that's they can take the time out. Please take the time out, man, and give us, a moment of your time. You know what I'm saying? And let us find out what we can do to help serve our community and help you move forward in your struggles. Because we got to be there for each other, man.
That's true.
Especially economically, but mainly as more supporters. If you got an issue, man, we willing to, come to the rally, come to the fight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We willing to lend a hand in, and ain't no telling what kind of grounds we can rattle or shake.
Right. Yeah, it was. I'm glad you brought that up because a lady called me today. Matter of fact, she contacted New Order maybe about 3 or 4 months ago about her fiance was locked up in jail, and then she called me today, and he called and told her that he don't have long to live now. He has cancer, but she was complaining to me about he wasn't getting the right medical attention back then, and now he called today and say that he could be passing in the day now. So when you get calls like that, she was wondering. Now all of a sudden he has cancer, and she felt that it could have been prevented. You know what I'm saying? So now, we have to kind of, I know things happen inside the jails, but they still have rights. You know what I'm saying, but if the young man wasn't getting his medical attention, that's not right. She called me crying early this morning, and things like that. He's in jail for murder. I can't judge this man, but when you still incarcerated, you still have rights. Now that's her side of the story. It's just the fact. I know one thing, that New Order, if we do take a case, we don't go off emotions, we go off facts. And we will continue to do that, because you're not going to get no solution if you're bringing something that's not accurate.
Right. Well, one of the facts of the matter is he entitled to due process.
That's right.
Under the law.
Like you said, everybody's under the law.
So, he got a right to medical. You got him in your prison or under your authority. Then you got the right to take care of his humanity.
Right. Now she thinking they done did something to him. That's her reality. That's what she's saying, which it has to be proven.
Right. Well, in a lot of cases, and just being honest, because I came from their ilk, they did do something to him, whether we know it or not. And one of the things that they do is deny you medical attention. They'll try everything they can to cut corners in order not to give you the proper medical treatment.
Right.
It's almost like going to the insurer and say, here, I got a problem. Can I get it? And they look at your medical history and they say, that's cosmetic. Oh, we can't do nothing about that because you want to change your appearance. When in his case though, this is his life. This have nothing to do with his sexual orientation, because you may have some people that say, I don't no longer want to be a man, I want to be a woman, and be like Bruce Jenner,
right,
or whatever his name is, or her name, or whatever, they want to, category this individual for the gender association.
Mm-hmm.
But the point being is this here is that they got ways to look at the language of the law and say, we can deny you this life-saving, whether it's a kidney transplant, liver transplant, or whatever operation it may be, in order to save your life, or even chemo, to give you the treatment that you need in order to save your life. So he may have been denied on many of those different situations for those reasons.
There's obviously some problems going on there, because when I first moved out here, we got a call coming in. We're going to go ahead and take this call for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Real Talk with New Order. What's your name? Where you calling from?
John Drummond, Chief of Staff for New Order, calling from Columbus, Ohio.
What's up, Chief of Staff? What's going on, bro?
Hey, what up, John?
Oh, how's my family doing, man? I'm blessed.
Great.
We doing good, man. I'm looking forward to coming up there, man. I'm be up there in Toledo on the last week of February, but I know I'll see you the first week of March with the Toledo crew of New Order, man.
Looking very forward to seeing you, man, as well as the other members here in Ohio, man. We all always look forward to seeing our CEO travel and, us break bread like we always do in fellowship.
Right.
I just called, briefly to touch on the subject that you guys are talking about. Shout out to Noke. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's up, big bro?
The Eighth Amendment, I'm blessed, brother. The Eighth Amendment protects inmates. We think of people that are incarcerated, and when I say we, I'm just talking about in general. A lot of people think that they don't have certain rights. But, I think about it as, when you think of animal, a lot of people treat animals negatively. They abuse them. they put them in situations a lot of time here up in the Midwest where it gets cold in the wintertime. They keep them outside. They're not allowed to come inside and get warm. That's called cruel and unusual punishment. And as a human being, you would think that you have more rights than a dog or an animal would. And that's exactly right. Even being incarcerated, even being in a situation in which, you are being punished for your crimes, you still have rights as a human being.
That's right.
We're a human rights organization, man. And, I feel strongly about this. I don't have a crystal clean path. So, I've been there is what I'm trying to say. I've been in situations where my rights were taken away from me and I had to rely on someone else to get, proper medication or proper things that we daily, take for granted.
Right.
So yes, incarcerated individuals, they have rights and they should not be violated, because when they are violated, that's a strong voiceless person, because they really don't have a voice and need someone to speak up for them.
Well, I appreciate that, John. Of course, you do a wonderful job running the legal department. Like I said, a lot of people in New Order, there's a lot of people have been there and done that. That's why the organization is so strong. You know what I mean? Different.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
that's another thing. I've turned my life around, so I can only speak for myself.
Right.
But I know, because I wake up each day and am blessed to live right on the right side of the law, and am blessed to say I've made a change in my life. So I know you can change.
Right.
So yes, just because you go through certain things in your life, you can turn that around.
That's right.
So with that in mind, why, take a person through that if they're being incarcerated? You don't treat them less than. You treat them as a person that, is deserving of a second chance. Now, what they do with that chance is up to them.
Right.
But, us as human beings in this world, we all as human beings are should be considered as human beings and treated as such.
And John, you get things firsthand, because you always talk to the clients once they fill out the paperwork. So you see the calls we get coming in about different things like that. So you firsthand. So, we got some problems that's going on. I hate when people call us for help, and don't follow through, because as an organization, we're strict on protocol. You know what I mean? Documentation is very important.
Unfortunate to see people that don't go through the process, because it's a simple process.
Right.
And the only reason why we ask that process, we ask that people turn in the paperwork that we send them within a 72-hour period, just because it's so many people asking for help, so many people that request because of situations, their loved ones being incarcerated or them feeling like they've been unjustly done wrong by the police in situations like that. We have to act fast.
That's
so
right.
When people see that and they say 72 hours, I'm not sure if they think that's too long a process, but we need to keep it in our policy, just so that we can get to the people that really want and need the help and are willing to do what it takes. Fill out a simple piece of paperwork to get that type of service we can get.
Right. And we such a busy organization. When we say 72 hours, we want to be fair to everybody. You know what I mean? Because once we come, we're coming, and, I'm just looking forward to God continue to wake me up and continue to put angels around this organization, because it's not I, but we. The staff members doing great things across this country, and things like that. So I just thank God that, you all done came into my life, because we all on the same accord, because we are strong, very strong. Okay, no bad apple break this organization up. You know what I mean?
And my brothers, I feel the same way. And I know I got sisters in the building as well. I just can't see them visually. But my brothers and sisters in this organization, we were called together for a reason.
Right.
Because, this organization is built on a Christian foundation, and I feel like it's a service, and I pray that my other brothers and sisters in the organization feel the same way. This is a service that we do out of the love and concern we have for our fellow man.
Right.
So yes, I love it. I appreciate being a part of this. So glad that you had it in your heart and God put it on your heart to start this organization so that, you know, people can belong to something where they can help each other.
Right. I appreciate that.
I'm going to get off this phone, man.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
You
Gerald.
stay safe out there,
you,
man. And
I look
like I
forward
said,
to seeing you in Ohio, my brother.
oh yeah, I know I got to bring some warm clothes, man, because it's like Antarctic up there in the Midwest. But I'm already packed, got the warm clothes ready to go, bro.
Yeah, this winter been biting us a little bit this year, man. So yeah, you better dress right.
I got you. Thanks for calling in, man.
All right. Hey,
I
thanks too,
appreciate
John.
y'all, man.
Yeah, I want to thank our Chief of Staff, John Drummond, calling in, been in the organization for like 15 years, bro. He didn't seen the ups and downs, because New Order ain't always been like this, because you got to go through your ups and downs. But now, you know what I'm saying, like MC Hammer, we go turn his mother out, that's what we doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know one thing about those of us who can't come from out of
look at that. Okay, we got another call coming to hold that thought. No.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay. Real Talk with New Order. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello. This is CT calling out of Toledo, Ohio.
What's up, City?
Hey.
Hello.
What's going on? I don't know why you ain't, I'm about to put you on blast. I don't know why you didn't take over as the local president. You know I always talk about it, but let me leave you alone. What's going on? What's your, first of all, is it cold up there?
Yeah, it is, and we're looking at getting some snow tomorrow, supposedly.
Wow. Well, I'm hoping, man, that the weather will break, but I doubt it by then. Are y'all still under a curfew up there?
Yeah, 11 o'clock. He just changed it from 10 to 11.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm still looking forward to being with y'all on the 5th, and things like that. I'm kind of excited. I know the pandemic's kind of bad up there, but we gonna mask up, and I want to give a shout out. I don't even know who your cousin is. I think your cousin reserved a lounge, shutting down the lounge for us to have a event that day, to have a little small gathering. So tell her I said thank you, because she didn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. We'll do.
Yeah. What you got for us? You got a comment for us today?
Yep. I had a comment off of what John had said when he was talking about how, the inhumane treatment, and I was kind of thinking about the issue that we deal with as African Americans with our mental health. Like, we don't have access to a lot of mental health. A lot of African Americans don't seek mental health treatment, and therefore, here in Toledo, we recently had 2 shootings by the police because we're dealing with mental health.
Right.
I think one of the problems is the police are not trained to deal with mental health, and they go out, they see a threat, and they're trained to just shoot and eliminate the threat, when it's in all actuality not necessarily a threat, but it's mental health that we're dealing with. And so I think that that's a problem where our rights are sometimes violated because the police are just coming out and responding, and you got this person that has severe mental health, and they end up getting killed.
Actually, they do be trained to do that. Obviously, they're not using the training. That's why what we're doing right now, you know what I'm saying, City. That's why we meet with these chief of police across this country to explain to us that, because they are trained to deal with mental illness, but when it come to us, they very short patience. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that video, I don't know, that video that I seen that happened in Toledo. That was recently. You know what I'm talking about? The one got pulled over by the police, and he was saying, "I'm gonna kill you" and all that. Wasn't that a recent video?
Yep, that was recent.
Do you know the reason why he got out of line like that? Do you know anything happened prior or what?
I'm not sure. That was the only thing I saw was the video was circulating around.
Okay.
My own brother actually had something similar happen to him recently, where he had a young lady over at his house. She got drunk. He asked her to leave. She was Caucasian, of course, him being black. She called the police. I mean, nothing happened to her. She didn't get hit or nothing. He just told her to get her stuff and leave his house.
Right.
So when the police got there, they came banging on the door. And my brother told him, "Look, it ain't been no crime committed here. She ain't told you I did nothing to her. What do y'all need to talk to me for? It's nothing." And they said, "Oh, well, she left the bag there." And at the time, he didn't realize that she had left something in there, so he wouldn't open the door. So the officer started banging on the door, telling him, "Open up this door before I kick it down and kill you and kill your dog," because he had 2 pit bulls in there. And he basically threatened to kill him and kill his dog. There wasn't no crime even being committed. So I've noticed that that's becoming a thing with these Toledo, and I don't know if it was the same officer or not, but that's becoming a thing with Toledo police. Why are you threatening, first off, to kill anybody or kill their pet, and no crime ain't even been committed.
Right. Well, you know how it is when it comes to us. Like I was telling Noki, my co-host, we in two different Americas, one for them and one for us. And that showed what happened at the
Yeah.
Capitol. Because, man, you both know, City, if there was all black people went to that Capitol, dead bodies everywhere, body bags
Oh, yeah.
everywhere. That just speak real. You know what I'm saying? So it just shows that's white privilege, you know, and things like
Definitely.
that. So you be safe out there. I'm looking forward to seeing you all on March 5th. Well, I'll be there the whole week, but I know I can't get all of your time, but I'll be up there that whole week or whatever. But I really appreciate, you know, you stepping up, you know, when you called upon, you doing a wonderful job in the research department. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good day.
All right,
Yeah,
you too.
Yeah, hey, you absolutely right, man. The show of power would have been astronomical.
Oh my God. I couldn't
I
even, they
mean,
couldn't even be live, man, at the Capitol.
man,
'Cause
I'm
they
talking
would have
about
been
it.
shooting.
It'd have been so pathetic, you know, and so shameful.
Can you imagine, man?
Man, look out.
They wouldn't have, they wouldn't better go live, man.
And I feel like, man, we wouldn't even put ourselves in harm's way like that. With nobody who even had the ability to mobilize peoples would even put them even in that
Now
line
I
of
read
fire.
something. It was a couple. There were some black people involved in that. I read something that they're not even giving them bail. Now I don't know if that's true or not, because sometimes you can't trust social media. But the black people they say that was there, they can't get no bail. That was involved in that,
Yeah.
and it might be true.
Well, you know, I don't sympathize with them.
Thank
know,
you.
First of all, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, whatever, I don't care your race, color, creed, whatever.
Right.
Whatever you get behind that
What
when
you
you
did,
deserve
right,
it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And Donald Trump deserved it too, but it's just that they hands off on him. But you being his supporter, you took his bullets.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, so you
Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen that video, because you know we have a private page on Facebook where a police officer just went up to this car, you know, just said, I'll kill you and all this and whatever. You know, I don't know if something happened prior. You know, it's just the fact he was just out of control, bro. I don't know if you've seen the video.
No, I haven't seen a video,
Okay.
but you know, actually, the police ain't lying. He will kill you. When he pull that gun out, he got his hand on that gun.
And he had his hand on that gun too,
He
man.
would use it. It's not no mystery.
That's true.
You know, and you better take this threat serious.
That's true.
You know, I don't play with the police. I don't play with the police and
Right.
they armed.
Right.
You know, and that's the reason why I feel they do what they do, and that's the reason why they don't really want to charge the police in these police shootings, because they don't want them to hesitate. They want to initiate that fear.
Right. Right.
You know, they want you to be afraid of the police.
Right.
You
right,
know.
Right.
But the point I was gonna make, man, that we was talking about when John and
What's that?
even the sister
Right.
who just phoned in talking about mental health, because it's a fact. Don't nobody leave out of this community, the black community, unscathed. I don't care how much money you get. I don't care what kind of lifestyle you choose to live. Everybody come up, being in this America here, we already know and we see with our own two eyes, or our own experience, our own existence, is that, man, you really got to go through something in order to survive, you know, and you gotta fight your way through it. Either you're gonna become conscious and rise above it, or you're gonna stay unconscious and you're gonna stay subjugated to it. You know what I'm saying? But the choice is yours. And that's what John, in essence, in my opinion, was saying when he was talking about change in his life and his direction in which his life have changed.
Right. Got another call on the line. Phone's blowing up today again. Yeah, call in. Real Talk New Order. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, this is Maria Harris. How are you? Political strategist.
What's up, Maria? First of all, how you doing, Maria? I know, you know what? You supposed to be resting, girl. You ain't supposed to be calling into the show. I'm going to get you.
I'm doing everything I can do. This has been a very, very hard journey for me.
I understand.
It's very, very rough, very, very hard.
I understand.
And I just appreciate all the prayers and everything. I try to I tried to let everybody know and let you guys know what was going on when it was going on. I was in the hospital twice,
I know.
and it's one of the most difficult things I have ever experienced in my life.
Right.
And I don't ever want to go through this ever again.
Right.
Ever again in my
Right.
life.
Well, like I said, I'm just glad to hear your voice. You know, I've been praying for you. I was checking on you quite frequently because, you know, we're
Yes.
when I say family for life, we're New Order family for life. It's bigger than any organization, and you like family now. So you continue to rest up, you know, because once you come back, you coming back even stronger. God's giving you. It's probably why his reason to get your attention to probably kind of get yourself together. So when you come back, you gonna come back even stronger. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm hoping that I do. I'm really, really hoping that everything works out, and that first of all, I want to be able to be knowledgeable about what it is that I'm going through,
Mm-hmm.
and so I could be able to tell somebody else.
Right.
This is not easy. My sister, I have 3 biological sisters, and 2 of my sisters, one and her husband and her daughter we all had COVID at the same time, and it affected all of us very differently.
Wow.
And for me, I ended up finding out that I was being over medicated, and I'm just figuring it out now. I'm not a very got a lot of underlying sick things going on, like high blood pressure and stuff like that.
Right.
But the medications that I was taking, they were it was sort of like an overkill. So I had a really good friend of mine that is in the medical department, and she was just telling me about the medications that they were giving me. And come to find out, I was being doubly medicated. So I had to really get myself together. I mean, it's rough,
Right.
guys. I'm gonna tell you something. This right here ain't what you want.
Right. Right.
This ain't what you want.
I understand.
It
I
is really
understand. That's why I try to, you know, when I get up every morning to drink some hot tea, I try to take care of myself because it's real out there. But the sad part about a lot of people are still out there. They're still out.
Yeah.
You know, and I know people got to survive these businesses and stuff like that. It's just a fact. You got this. It's real out there. Very real.
It really is, and you got to be diligent. I kind of caught a little bit of what John was saying, and then what City was saying. The one thing that we have to understand, in what we're doing right now is, I remember when Kamala was doing the debate with Pitts, and she was talking about defunding the police and the different things, what that entails. Well, we have to understand that whenever we're talking about defunding the police, like Noki, I love you because you always keep it real. The one thing about it is whenever there is a call for you in your black self, whenever the cops come out, unless they know you or know anything about your past, they're coming out to serve and to serve you up and to do what they need to do in order to, if necessary, to take you down. But when it comes down to mental issues, comes down to us defunding the police is basically saying, hey, if there is a medical issue, the reason why we're on this call, defunding the police means instead of sending the police, we're sending medical professionals, people that know how to handle situations when it comes down to mental issues.
Right.
And see, this is the problem from the very, very beginning of who we are as a people. Nobody really cares about coming out to a call. Hey, if you fit the description, then you fit the description, and what they're going to do is come out, make it seem like that it's a whole lot more than what it is. And if you so happen to catch a bullet, you just so happen to catch a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening. And defunding the police will put a perspective there. So that's for one thing. That's one of the main things about defunding the police. And I think that's so necessary what we need to do. The second thing we need to understand is who we are as a people. whenever we had the young man that was on, and I think he was the CEO of Rockdale, and I asked him about Vernon Jones, and I was kind of laughing it off a little bit and everything, because what I needed to hear him say is, we as a black race, as black men, as black women, we have got to stand firm and stand strong in everything that we do. Okay, it doesn't matter what political party that you choose. I will say this to the day I die. Mm-hmm. Your political views are Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever. That is a belief system. Is what you believe that the government should do and how the government should handle us as a people. We have gotten it so jacked up in thinking that, okay, yes, it is a lifestyle, but that's where we go wrong. That's right. Why them white boys and them white women and them white folks was on the Capitol steps, and they can walk away. And if it was some black people, that's why it would have been a bunch of bullets and a bunch of guts on the steps. Right. Because they got the wrong agenda, but they don't care. Right. They could care less. Right. If they do something, they know right there that there's nothing that's going to happen to them. And I don't say privilege, it is an entitlement, because it has been there from the beginning. All of that has been there from the wholehearted two different things going on, black people and white people. We're not so far removed from all of this stuff. We're not. But what we're gonna have to do now that we have Mr. Biden that's there and Kamala that's there, we got to hit the ground running. The Congressional Black Caucus needs to continue to do whatever it is they're doing. The NAACP, we cannot stop. Somebody put on Facebook, we got 2 years. No, we ain't got 2 years. We got the rest of our lives, right, to make sure that we do everything that we got to do to make this thing right. It's never gonna be completely correct, but we can make a damn good ass dent. Right. In what we need to say. We gotta stand firm. One thing that bothered me so bad was to see that Vernon Jones did not stand up and do what he needed to do. I look at Roland Martin all the time. If we're gonna choose a political party, that's fine. It doesn't matter. But we got too many wishy-washy people in politics, and we gotta stop that. That's why they don't believe in the black man. Because we got too much going on. We over here with this, when this sounds a little bit better, we flip-flopping it over here. Just believe whatever you're going to believe and just keep this thing pushing. But as a Democratic Party or as a Republican Party, just know that stand firm, do what you need to do, and stand wholeheartedly on that situation. Right. And whatever it is that you believe. But what we got to do, y'all, we got to hit the ground running. Right. We got to do this. Laws have got to change. Right. And if we don't, we cannot drop the ball. We have got to stand firm and not drop this ball. And when it comes down to legislation, we got to go with it. Whoopi Goldberg said something. Right. She said the reason why that they're running and they're trying not to get Trump impeached is because 42 congressmen is going to have to give an account for for the role that they played. Oh, it's coming to roost, y'all. Y'all better put your bootstraps on, because this thing is coming. But we can't get scared, y'all. Right. Okay. We can't get scared. Right. We got to stand firm, and whenever something is said, we got to be the Nokis. We got to be the Noki Harden. Right. Right. Noki, I love you, man. I'm serious. I love you too, I love you because you are always saying this is what we need to do. This is how we need to do it.
Right.
And your passion is there, and I love that. But you know what? Everybody got to have that.
Right.
Every black man, we cannot play with this.
Right.
Hit the ground running, and we got to do what we got to do to make this thing run. Because if we don't, they gonna keep knocking us upside our damn head, man.
Right. Well, Maria, I really thank you for calling in. You get you some rest. I see you got that. I know you're ready to come back, but the main thing, you need to get your rest and make sure that you get your rest right now. Thanks for calling in. And that passion, you New Order for life. Ain't nobody got that position. You ain't got to worry about that. You good, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, have a good one.
All right.
That's just that passion, man.
Yeah, and man, it's with that corona, man, that new strain they got out, man, it's so serious, man. And you gotta be a fighter, man.
That's right.
You got to be a fighter.
Right. We taking more calls again. This is Real Talk with New Order live on DISCO100 Radio. You can subscribe free on YouTube. Call in at 678-638-6626. We're talking about the issues that's going on in the community. If you want to bring something up, I want to thank my New Order family called in from Ohio, South Carolina. It's just that passion, man. I just can't believe how God just done threw this in my lap. You know what I'm saying? But I got to stay humble, because this is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Way bigger than me. And things like that. I just thank God that we all can get along. Look how she gave you a shout out like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're speaking true, speaking real, and things like that. So what else you got for us, bro?
Yeah, I was going to, we was talking about the mental health issue, man, in our community because, and it extends from a host of things, but drugs and alcohol abuse, man, is a serious problem.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're not over-medicating, as Maria was talking about being over-medicated. They're not over-medicated, they self-medicated, with the drugs and the alcohol. And this the only thing that they find in conference in, and then it's a culture that's promoting the usage of drugs and alcohol.
Right.
And our people, man, is becoming mentally incompetent when, even in their very existence, because they become disillusioned
Right.
by, they drug and they drink a choice.
Right. When she was telling me her story, I kind of thought about like, man, are they giving her too much drugs? I was trying to kind of understand what she was saying, but like I said, man, she just got out the hospital. She's been in the hospital for a while, man.
Yeah. Well, she probably she treating the problem. She fighting. That's something different between her situation and what I'm trying to address for this, the mental health of our community.
Right.
Because the people that's going to these so-called dope spots and Dropbox and all these other places, man, to get what they got coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's and they can lock people's up for DUI. Only thing they got to do is sit at the bar, cause they coming out the bar drunk, drinking and driving.
Right.
But that's neither here nor there. The point I'm making is that the peoples that's in these communities coming from these impoverished areas that's affected by the mental health crisis, who do things, man, that's we don't even understand, not in our right thinking. I'm talking about when you're harming they own babies.
Right. I understand where you're coming from.
And even harming themselves and get naked. Or like the situation I was explaining to you about my daughter at the time. She was going through her episode.
She's fine now.
Yeah, she recovered, but everyone don't recover.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and then the side effects. She probably ain't 100. I can't gauge how far back she is, but she back where she's able to function.
Wow.
I'm
glad she came out of it, man. Whatever she was, going through or whatever.
Yeah, me too. And I still try to talk to her and, try to see if she, waving between the lines.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe cause she on the straight and narrow, you know what I'm saying? She still got her fantasies, but she ain't like she was way gone. She was on Mars.
Well, I was seeing some of the text messages you was showing me. I
Yeah.
was like, wow. But things happen, man. But thank God that she's getting back to normal.
Yeah.
And things like that. But like you said, illness is a problem in our community. And when police come up to suspects like that, they should be trained to deal with people dealing with mental issues, and they don't do that.
Yeah.
Maybe in the white community, of course, in our community, they don't, they do what they do.
Yeah. I think that's something we need to look into, trying to find ways, man, how we can develop, the institution where we can really, identify those who suffer from.
Right. Well, that's the reason why we
illness.
having these meetings with these police departments about about when they dealing with a mental suspect or whatever. So that's why we're going around. It's called Bridging the Gap 2021. New Order has been meeting with. We met with the Marietta Police Department. We're going to Cobb County. We're going to every metro county to sit down with them to address our issues. And of course, we know things is still going to happen, but we still want to sit down with these people. And I never had an attitude we wasting our time. You know what I'm saying? Because most people say, well, you wasting your time or whatever, but I don't even listen to nonsense, especially when you ain't doing nothing. So don't bring no negativity to me if you're not doing nothing. You just sit back, just watching, and things like that. So we're going to continue to do our work, man. I'm looking forward to this meeting. Kimberly, I had a brief conversation with her earlier. She already got some research or whatever, ready to present to the Cobb County Police, and things like that. So we're going to be very prepared. I'm thinking about contacting the media about this meeting. I'm praying on it, and things like that, and stuff like that. So I'm going to kind of pray on that. But I'm thinking about contacting the media about this meetings that we're having with these chief of polices throughout Metro Atlanta area. Not just Metro Atlanta area. When I go to Ohio, I'm going to request to meet with Chief Crawl, City of Police. Been having open door policy with him for years. People say he ain't no good. I do understand. I know the frustration, and things like that. But that's what's going on,
Right.
And things like that.
Well, I think one of the ways that we can start to address the mental health crisis is to find those who in that field.
That's
What
true.
I'm saying, and
That's
hire
true.
them, to provide us with the necessary information
Right.
in order for us to, present it to those peoples that you're talking about.
But I'm glad that Kyle Jones, who was a former law enforcement, is a part of New Order, who's a security advisor. He's coming to the meeting to meet with these chief of police. So when they run a game, because he know that you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so he's going to be going to these meetings with us when we meet with these people, because he was on the other side. And
Right.
he's seen the corruption, so he has that experience. So he can ask some really hardcore questions that we might can't answer,
Yeah.
and things like that. So I wish he could travel across the country with me, but it's coming, and things like that. It's just the fact you have to crawl before you walk. But I could say we are walking and things like that. So I'm just excited, man, where we can just get up and help somebody. Because we
Yeah.
ain't promised tomorrow. Just don't be no dead rock just laying around. Do something. We got kids, grandkids. If you don't set an example for them, who's going to do it? You know what I'm saying? So we must do that.
Yeah.
Because the youth is our future. You feel me?
Yeah. And they can be the very next victim.
That's right.
And they can be the ones suffering from the issues or the things that we trying to,
That's right.
remedy.
That's right. That's
And,
right.
and that's what it's really about. Just like when we was talking to
The
Brody, the DA,
DA,
Brody.
Mr. Brody, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Brody. We were trying, and I really admire this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really know him personally, but I admire what he said. So I give him the benefit of the doubt on that. You
Right,
know,
right.
I just don't agree with his approach for this. You gonna let the grand jury handle these particular cases when it comes to the police when you got the power to press charges against anybody, you know.
You're
and
right.
I think that's just you know
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. We can be your friend, but if something injustice going on that we need to address, you're gonna see the other side of New Order. You feel me?
yeah,
I would not sell out to no one. I don't care, even though we meet with these chief of police, I'm not your friend. I want to sit down with you, but if something's wrong, you're gonna see the other side of New Order. You
Right.
feel me?
yeah. Well, with Mr. Brody, it's like he choose to pass the political football. So you gonna pass it to the grand jury, and you ain't gonna do what you say is constitutionally right.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the police committed a crime, you should be in a position to appreciate that.
That's right.
You can
Right.
sit up there and see that this is a crime, and you do it with any other crime.
Right. 'Cause this high profile case here in Cobb County, the Vincent Truitt case, there's a video out there that shows that this officer was wrong. And to my understanding, that I think he viewed it. I can't sit here and judge that. I can't pinpoint that, but people. I mean, they're angry, man. That's why they filing that lawsuit. So and
Yeah, but
you
they
the
don't
D-
want to release the video
Right. So are you hiding something?
because, like I said, he playing the political football. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't. I'ma still get the brother his props because he said the right things. You got my ear bent to it. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that I'm saying is that you got to be able
You
to.
got the power.
Yeah, you got to be able, man, to really put the police foot to the fire
That's right.
when necessary, because
right.
the police have an obligation to serve and protect everyone.
That's right.
Not those on your side of the badge. And
It's true.
go to the point that Maria was talking about, and just like you had said, Donald Trump knew, like them peoples knew, that if law enforcement would have came out against them white folks at the Capitol that day, it would have started, and that's why I believe they didn't, because it would have changed the whole complexity of the country. Them people, man, that was on that side of the fence would have acted out
Right.
with they right to bear arms.
Right.
They would have acted out, man. This would have been a real civil war
That's true.
that this country never seen before. We think the other civil war, what they talk about the end slavery, this here civil war ain't had nothing to do with what you call slavery. It's just they don't want to share power. They want to remain. They want to maintain their power or they privilege, and this was they way of trying to incite it, instigate it.
Right.
But they didn't. It didn't. Maybe the FBI, maybe the armed forces, maybe whoever was able to see the play and did whatever they did, however they think it was, because we.
Well,
I
Trump kind of
went in the
warned
situation
everybody
room,
when he
so
had
I
that
don't know.
debate. Remember the debate he had? He said, I think, what was it? Stand Proud Boys, stand up, stand fast. I don't know what he said.
No, he said stand down, stand by.
Right. So he
When
gave
they
us
asked
the
him
warning then.
Yeah, you asked him
He
what
said he wasn't going to go out quietly.
Yeah, you asked him what you would say to him.
So January 6th, that's when they let go.
Yeah.
He warned us.
Yeah, but he had been when he first, because I had been following the media spin all through his election campaign, yeah. Right. And
you see what the hats say. Read between what the hats saying.
When he had Steve Bannon, he pardoned Steve Bannon.
All the ones that got caught up.
Yeah, but Steve Bannon led Breitbart, like we got right here with DISCO100 Space Radio.
Mm-hmm.
They had the same thing, but it was a news magazine.
Right.
And Steve Bannon was the head of that. You know, but Steve Bannon came in, him, Paul Manafort, because this the same playbook Paul Manafort ran over there in Ukraine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they just came and just did the same thing.
Right.
And
right.
Putin knew it. That's the reason why Donald Trump put Paul Manafort at the head of his campaign as his chief political strategist. You know what I'm saying? Based on Russian intelligence. Because he did the same thing in Ukraine. You know?
Call in, y'all. This is a good conversation. 678-638-6626. This is Real Talk with New Order. We got a good conversation going on. You know, politics, stuff going on in our community. You know, what is the next step? Survival. You must be safe out there. You know, and things like that. So we just living in this is a new era right now. The coronavirus is still alive. Continue to stay safe. You know, it hit home in the organization deep. You know what I mean? So just stay prayed up. You know, and things like that. So, you know, I know when we leave this studio, we got our masks. I know I got my mask. You know, I don't be around a lot of people. You know, and things like that. So
I got mine in my pocket somewhere too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, but you know, we gonna keep doing what we're doing. I mean, I it's to the point now I'm really like used to it. I don't like living like this, but I'm gonna continue to live my life. But it's like I done got adapted to this life right now. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point now. In my mind, it's like when this actually is going to end. You know, the media's going to stop talking about it because it's so deep now. I don't see how it's just going to say it's just going to go away like that.
Well, you
So
know, man.
That's going to be, you know what I mean? Because how long it's been? About a year now?
Yeah. Well, right now, man, with the vaccinations and everything
taking place.
Yeah, that's really going to have a profound effect upon how our future going to be. Because until they can get they hand really on it and bend the curve to stop it, because the case is on the rise, it ain't on the decline.
That's true.
You know,
my dad said he go take it. I was a little nervous. My brother said he go take it. You know, and they asked was I go take it. I got to get some more research. You know what I'm saying. So you just got to stay prayed up, bro. That's all we got to do is stay prayed up, man. Yeah. And just continue to pray for our loved ones, especially family. You know what I'm saying? All the things you got going on with your family, let it go. You know, you only live once. It's like we always come together when it's a funeral, but we alive, we talking about each other, because every family has issues, you know what I'm saying? But while we living on this earth, try to get along. We must try to get along, you know, but I do understand, you know, things like that, so.
Yeah, hey, maybe I can say this, man, and respond to what you're saying, because I tell my wife this all the time. I tell her that be forgiving, have mercy. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
3 minutes. 30 watching. Okay.
When it comes to people, period. Be forgiving.
Right.
You know, don't be quick to anger.
Right.
You know.
Let it go.
Yeah, be forgiving.
Right.
And be merciful. Because this the same thing you ask from our Lord. Lord, please forgive us. Right. Lord, have mercy. So if we ask God for that, why we gotta be to give us a peace and mercy.
Right. Go ahead, Disco.
If you don't mind, I chime in.
No, you good. Go ahead.
When you say be forgiven, I think the problem we have is that when something usually happens between us and one more person, we vent to so many people about that situation that you put so much pressure on yourself to not forgive that person, because now you gotta tell the other 100 and 200 people you told the story to what happened. So I think a lot of times we judgmental with each other just that quick.
Right.
Instead of thinking about it, we go off the handle. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, if G Rose says something wrong to me, well, I know I'll say something back, but if I was somebody, somebody different, I may tell you, no, man, I don't like what G Rose said to me. I may tell somebody else, instead of me just saying, hold up, let me talk to G Rose so I can forgive him. But now I won't forgive him because I told everybody else You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, and then back, if you don't mind me saying, back to about the capital thing, all that kind of stuff, I just want to rephrase the word white folks. I want to say dumbass white folks. Because all white folk, all black folks ain't. You know what I'm saying? I think ignorant people did some ignorant ass thing. And you're right, G Rose. It'd have been bloodbath.
Oh my God. They wouldn't have to be live. They couldn't go live there, man. Could you imagine? I bet you they would have cut the whole live tape.
You know, and it's just a sick world, and I'm just afraid, and I said 100 times not to sit on your show, I'm afraid we got to reprogram our kids, man, to know that we all one. For real, I'm afraid that we got to take our kids into a whole nother program, a whole nother, you know, schooling to let them know, look, you know, this was, you know, it's crazy.
That's why I try to communicate with my grandson all the time at 6 years old. You know, I talk to him, you know, as I ain't gonna say a grown up, but we ain't talking about no video games. You know, we ain't talking about no toys at that time. I'm at 6 years old. I'm trying to let him know what's going on. He might not really understand, but you gotta start teaching him young. You know what I'm saying? You talk about that all the time, man. You got to hit him early, man.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that. Right. No.
Yeah, we gotta let them know it's good people in every skin color. That's what I'm afraid of. That I don't want them to be afraid. Vice versa. I don't want the white kids to be afraid to play the black kids. I don't want the black kids, of course, not play the. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let these folks know it's just ignorant. Not bad. Correct. That's what I'm. But
I got stopped by a white cop and I was in the wrong, man. He let me go. I mean, I had no seatbelt on. I ran the stop sign. I was running late. He said, "Mr. Rose, you all right?" I was saying, you know, he checked everything, but it wasn't real. He could have took advantage of the platform. That's
what I'm trying to say. I'm afraid of us having to go back to reprogram to everybody that it's not a race war. It's just ignorant ass people out here. Period.
Yeah. There's a lot of them though.
I know. I ain't saying that a little bit. It's a whole. I said a lot. I said the word a lot.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, and I'm not at no point saying that everybody that was at the Capitol.
No, I know you're not. I know. No, I ain't talking about the Capitol. I'm talking about in the world. Period.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we just got a bunch of ignorant people. Period. Right. We got to just keep ourselves. I think like y'all been a blessing to me. We got to keep ourselves surrounded. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm to the point where I want to keep myself surrounded with just that many people. Period.
You got to keep your circle small.
Because I can argue with you and don't have to worry about you shooting me when I get in the car. You know what I'm saying? I can deal with y'all and you be mad at me for 30 minutes. Right. Versus me trying to get some other person. It's just the world finna get crazy, man.
Yeah. Right.
And that's every
worse than better.
And I think, like I said again, I don't trust I hate to say this, I don't trust as many of my brothers as I do another race. Yeah. That's why I'm at in my heart.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was sitting up there, man, and you know, when I look at Facebook or social media, period. And you can see little petty disputes being disseminated across Facebook. Everybody got to go Facebook Live and talk about the bickering and the arguing, and some of the stuff be senseless and petty, and some of it vindictive. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying about peace and mercy. You know, if we can find it, and this is what I was trying to get my wife to understand. You know, yeah. I mean, cause it's a hard battle, but I'm telling you, I think she kind of understand, especially when I can give her book of authority and say, here, this is what your Bible say. You know what I'm saying? And now she's sitting up there saying, okay.
You got to go home, dog. I'm going to stop you right there, bro. You got to go home. I know you trying to make your point, bro, but I hate it for you.
Yeah, I got to go home.
You got to go home, dog.
I got to go home.
Right. Hey, G-Ro, let me ask you a question. I want to ask, he was here, Brody was here a little while ago, and I didn't get you to ask this question. How you think the stats would be, right now somebody get pulled over, right? Instead of the judge, instead of the DA, instead of whoever seeing the person, just read the paper. Don't know what race it came from. Just read what they got arrested for. You get what I'm getting at? Yeah. Don't read the description. Don't read where it was at. Just read the story for itself. How what do you think the rate would be with people getting locked up if they did it like that?
You
I
talking
think
what he
it'd
was
be
talking
fair.
about?
I'm talking about because I'm just making a point. When somebody get arrested,
Okay.
instead of going to the judge and DA and the prosecutor, instead of giving them the paperwork that has the race, the color, or the where it happened at, just give them what happened. Don't say white cop arrested black cop. None of that.
Right.
Just say cop, person, and I ain't don't give the name. Give the initials of the name. Don't do nothing to show what it was.
Their identity.
Identity. I'm curious to see what the rate would be.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. That's very interesting.
And I think we gonna have a law out there. If you gonna say we gonna do the law fair, let's do that.
Right.
Let's when somebody get arrested, don't even say what color, don't say what area, don't say what neighborhood, don't say what street. Just say what happened, and don't even say the cop color.
Yeah.
Right.
Justice will really be blind then.
But I can tell you right now, inside the Cobb County Jail, they have Hispanics for as their ID as race as being white. So they try to show the balance. That's seriously. That's true. So they try to show it ain't just all of us in jail. Yeah, in Cobb County Jail. And I meant to ask the DA about that. Yeah, they got them as their ID. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, also they do that too to exacerbate they numbers.
Right. So you know
You
what I'm talking about,
Yeah. So they be talking about they playing the number game
Right.
when they say when they do the censor.
Censor, right.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a lot of. I'm gonna tell you, and God forgive me, when we 100. It's gonna be a lot of past the books. All these folks that we excited about in different positions from A to Z in different cities, it's gonna be a lot of past the books. It's just a face.
Right.
Watch what I say now.
Right.
It's gonna be all that. Well, we gave you what you wanted,
But
But
what
that
you
per-
gonna do with it?
that and that person really can't. All that person is a face now. So now you can't argue about that no more. You can't
I know where
argue.
you're going with it.
Yeah, it's going. I'm talking about every city, even politics, whatever it may be. It's going to be a lot of past the
Now,
books.
to be honest with you, man, this Vincent Truitt case, I'm upset how it's being handled right now. You feel me? Because I know some stuff that went down that certain people went to a meeting already and seen this. But I ain't gonna say no names. But you been saying that you got the power, and I'm really upset, man. You know, and things like that. Don't use me because we're the same color. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know,
Like Noki said, man, it's to the point where I'm sorry, I ain't want to get involved, but I got to. We got a lot of put-ons out there, man, and a lot of put-on and for selves. You know what I'm saying? And watch what I tell you, it's gonna come to light.
Right.
Pass the book. Remember that word, pass the book. Oh no, man, I tried to, but you know what I'm saying? Watch. Watch. 'Cause once that pressure get put on them, you know, we put you in this thing, now you gotta do what we say.
That's right.
You know, we did it to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Or we did it to keep everybody level headed.
Right.
But you just gonna be this. It's kinda like I'm gonna say second string quarterback on a football team.
Mm-hmm.
His job just pretty much to in practice to run the other team plays and get hit all day long. But he'll never get the starting position.
Yeah. And you know, it's something that I heard Harold Washington say before. I don't know if y'all know Harold Washington. Harold Washington was the first black mayor
Oh yeah,
of
Chicago. Yeah, Harold Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. And he said he reward his friends and he punish his enemies ruthlessly. This is politics. In politics they reward their friends. This why when they was highlighting Donald Trump conversation with the Attorney General of Georgia to get him, you know, trying to make him find the
Right.
11,000 votes.
Right.
And he told them about people to be happy with him. This gonna be great for him and stuff like that. Because they reward their friends and they punish their enemies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what he's saying about passing the buck, you know, the person who in the position to handle the business, he don't want to take responsibility for it. He want to get, hey, he'll take this political football and you deal with it.
Right.
Because it's a hot potato. It's a hot button issue. And that's why the Republicans don't want to go against the Trumpicans. You know, well, we ain't gonna
Right.
go against these people.
Right.
Because they and I'm telling you, man, there's so many of them people, man, that would have came out. That's why you see all the stuff they finding out. These people had pipe bombs, all the characteristics Al Qaeda.
They had book bags when they wasn't searching the book bags or none of that, man.
No,
That was crazy, bro.
Right.
That was crazy. Again, we're live. Real Talk with New Order on DISCO100 Radio. Call in at 678-638-6626. Be a part of the open discussion. There's a lot going on in this community. Again, I am looking forward to getting back on the road. Business trips are being scheduled as we speak, you know, and things like that. We're also looking at a legal matter on a high-profile case here in Atlanta, where a young man was wanted for murder in Nebraska, and the U.S. Marshals killed him here in Atlanta. But to my understanding, that when they showed up at the house, they didn't show no warrant. You know, so and it was different things where it's some red flags or whatever. So again, everybody's supposed to be under the law. And like you always say, when it comes to police, the crooked police, it's like they're not under the law and they letting them get away with stuff. You know, but us as an organization, you know, other organizations across these countries, we gotta make sure they're being, you know, pay for their actions.
Yeah.
You know, and things like that. So we gotta keep putting the pressure on these people.
And you know, that's another thing too that I feel that we need in our lines, in our front lines, is attorneys. We need these peoples, man, who know the law, your Benjamin Crumps and peoples of this nature, because these peoples, man, they know the law. These are legal brains.
Mm-hmm.
They can give us the guidance and the direction in which we need in order for us to hold those who supposed to enforce the law accountable under the law.
Right. That is very, very, very true. You know, we just got a lot of work to do, bro. You know, and again, it's gonna take everybody. You know, so I'm also concerned about how I want to give my condolences to these teachers and two teachers passed away of the coronavirus. I know it's been a fight here in Cobb County about returning the kids back to school in Cobb. Have you been found that story a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you have any opinion on that, man? Because safety is first.
Yeah, most definitely. Because, I mean, just imagine the kids really don't have no real knowledge on being, sick and stuff like that, man.
Right.
Because they can catch it, just like the adults can catch
Oh,
it.
I seen a 9-year-old caught and passed away. It's just getting younger and younger, man.
Yeah. So, you gotta safeguard your kids.
Right.
I mean, I know they want to get back to normalcy, but right now I believe it's just a little too soon, man, to open up
Right.
the school system.
Right.
Because look at all the people that didn't die. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's gonna get worse if we open up the school. If we just open up the country and we go full-fledged like they really want, and the reason why a lot of people's or the capitalists really wanted it is because it was putting a strain on the economy.
Right.
And they had to keep the economy from collapsing.
That's true. That's true. 'Cause they showed when I seen them 2 teachers was killed, and then I seen the protest outside the school board here in Cobb County. I understand, man. I'm glad, my kids grown and going through the school system right now. Because, man, I'd be angry.
Yeah.
Be in the front. I would be at the school board meeting. As an organization, I think we need to get involved in that personally. I've been watching from afar or whatever, and things like that. But it's like, wow, they ain't even worried about the safety, man.
Yeah. But if you got teachers dying, doctors and nurses dying, these are the frontline defenders.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's the reason why I say a little too premature, because you putting the risk is too great.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Now we just got it, because we didn't advocated. What I mean is we abandoned our responsibility as being the first teachers to our children, and gave that responsibility to a school system that really pass on their beliefs. They don't really educate to the degree in which our kids need to be educated.
Right.
You know,
Right.
anyway.
Right.
So we shouldn't be rushed to send our kids back into that fire.
atmosphere. Right. I don't know if it's other counties, but I know here in Cobb, Disco. Do you know of either other school systems open like they trying to open Cobb? I'm not for sure. So Cobb is the only one that's not open. I know they opening, but it's other. Oh, okay. Wow. That's dangerous, boy.
Yeah.
That's very dangerous. Yeah.
And it's a risk, but it's a risk they willing to take, because they trying to maintain a structure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't want to close the school system. You know how many people they employ in the school system?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? How many teachers? If they lose their job, they lose their house, they lose their car. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is why they had to pass out stimulus checks, and people's on and a lot of people did a lot of stealing. You know, they stole a lot of government money, and I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? They stole a lot of money. You know, and
Matter of fact, the other one is gonna be coming out soon, ain't it?
yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna say they stole it, because the government gave it to them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they just utilized their intelligence, and they got what they had coming, reparation.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
So, I mean, I just used a poor choice of words when I say stole, but I was just saying that being facetious.
Right.
But yeah, our people got some reparation. You know, they got their money, you know, and some of them misappropriated the funds. You know?
That is very, very true. Very true. Man, I'd be glad when this stuff is lifted, man, because don't you miss the Evolution Center? Remember, we should go into these ministries. Atlanta Mission, we was going doing motivational speaking. I mean, we still got a lot going on, but we had a lot going on. And I just can't wait, because we got new people that came on board. So I'll be glad when these centers open back up, man. We get inside these facilities. You know, when people, you know, just getting out of prison, we went there and gave them some positive encouragement. Don't you miss this? You know what I'm saying? It's to the point now I want to send them an email, but I know they're not ready yet. But I kind of miss that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. 'Cause I like moving around, I like sitting around. Like, I'm not sitting around, but I'm used to really like moving around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but you know, it's all in God's hands. We have to be patient.
Yeah.
You know, because they ain't gonna let nobody in, as you know, because I know them facilities. I know quite sure, man. You've been there to talk. You think they practice the social distance?
I mean, it's kind of hard.
It's kind of hard, man. These shelters and stuff, man.
Yeah, they can do it. I mean, they came up with all kinds of crafty ways. First of all, the government, because a lot of these places are government funded. So the government came up, you know, they had already came up with regulations and said so many peoples to a building.
Disco. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
1 minute to go. Okay, got 1 minute. All right.
So it's the same way. They probably got just a small amount of people, but one thing that we gotta be mindful of, we're gonna have a whole lot of things come behind this stuff, man, and we're gonna have to put our community back together.
Right. We got a minute into the show. Any final things you like to say, man? Any final comments or encouraging words?
Yeah, I encourage the peoples, man, to constantly support us, support this cause, support DISCO100 Space Radio, in order for us to keep this platform afloat. because
Right.
we need to communicate with our people, man. And this is a direct line of communication for us, man.
Right. I second that. Again, please just subscribe on Disco 100 Radio. Like he always say, it's free. This is how we get the word out. This time next week, I won't be in the studio. I'll be unavailable. I'll be taking a trip, little vacation time. The national spokesperson, Leonard Jones, will be here in the studio with you next week.
Yeah, I look forward to that one.
A powerful brother, man. That's why I say it's not I, but we. You know, it's going to be another great show next week. Again, you can contact New Order at 1-800-346-5138, or you can visit our website at www.nonhro.org. Again, like we always say, New Order for life, not I, but we. God bless you all. Same time next week. Peace.
Peace.